Here, in the heart of Europe, lies a land of remarkable contrasts. A place where jagged peaks pierce the sky and tranquil lakes mirror the heavens. This is Switzerland, a realm often perceived as prohibitively expensive. Yet, with careful observation and planning, its treasures can be unlocked even by the prudent traveler. Consider the fundamental costs, the building blocks of any expedition. Flight, 60 to 250 euros. Travel pass, 150 to 300 euros. Accommodation, 30 to 120 euros per night. Meal, 10 to 40 euros. Understanding these figures is the first step toward a successful journey. They are not barriers but guideposts, showing where resources must be allocated. Switzerland's allure is undeniable. High meadows, crisp, pine-scented air. Cities, meticulously preserved old towns. Lakes, deep glacial blue. Food, Swiss cheeses. Food, Swiss chocolate. It is a country that functions with the precision of one of its own famous timepieces, making it safe and remarkably easy to explore. To navigate this landscape without unnecessary stress, one must prepare. A simple checklist can bring order to the seeming complexity of planning. Select the time of year. Book flights well in advance. Transport choice. Travel pass. Transport choice. Individual tickets. Book accommodation. List desired sites. Pack warm layers. Pack sturdy footwear. The journey into Switzerland often begins from the air, with many travelers arriving at the international gateways of Zurich, Geneva, Basel. Like migratory birds choosing the most efficient flyway, savvy travelers book their passage early, taking advantage of lower fares offered by a range of airlines. For those already on the European continent, the journey can be made overland. A network of high-speed trains, long-distance buses, weaves across national borders, offering a more grounded and often more economical alternative. A night bus, for instance, not only delivers you to your destination, but also cleverly saves the cost of one night's accommodation. The arrival, whether by air or land, is an event in itself. Once within its borders, one discovers that Switzerland's true marvel of engineering is its public transport system. The trains, in particular, are a defining feature of the Swiss experience. They glide through the landscape with a quiet confidence, arriving and departing with a punctuality that is a source of national pride. For the traveler planning to cover significant ground, the Swiss Travel Pass is an invaluable tool. This single ticket grants access to a vast network of trains, boats, postal buses, and often includes entry to numerous museums. It simplifies travel, removing the need to queue for tickets at every station and allowing for spontaneous changes of plan. However, the pass is not always the most economical choice. For an itinerary focused on one or two specific locations, purchasing individual point-to-point tickets can prove to be less expensive. As dusk settles over the valleys, every traveler seeks a place of rest. In Switzerland, the options for shelter are as varied as the landscape itself. For those on the tightest of budgets, the humble hostel offers a communal and affordable refuge, with nightly rates often falling between 30 euros and 50 euros for a bed in a shared dormitory. A simple place to sleep, a chance to meet fellow explorers from around the world. These establishments are often clean, well-organized, and strategically located, providing a solid base camp for daily excursions. For more privacy on a budget hotels present a viable alternative. A private room for two can typically be secured for 80 to 120 euros per night. These hotels provide a clean space, a private bathroom, a quiet door to close at the end of a long day. Another option is Airbnb, great value for small groups or longer stays in one location. Access to a kitchen can further reduce costs through self-catering. For adventurers, the mountain hut or hut offers a rustic lodging option. Huts are often perched in remote, spectacular locations. They provide simple bunks and hearty meals. Not luxury, but camaraderie and a deep connection to the alpine world. Staying in a hut is an experience. Watch the sunset paint the peaks orange and pink. In any ecosystem, obtaining energy is a primary concern, and for the traveler in Switzerland, this is no different. The country's culinary landscape is known for its richness, but feeding oneself does not have to deplete one's financial reserves. The key is to adopt the habits of a local forager, seeking out simple, high-quality, and affordable sources of nourishment. Bakeries, or Bäckereien, are an excellent starting point. Freshly baked bread, savory pastries, well-made sandwiches for a modest sum of 3 to 8 euros, providing a perfect portable lunch for a day of hiking or city exploration. The The supermarket is another essential habitat for the budget-conscious traveler. Coop Migros offering a vast array of provisions. Local cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruit, Swiss chocolate. Many larger stores also have a hot food counter, pre-prepared salads, ready-to-eat meals which offer a substantial and inexpensive alternative to a restaurant dinner. This practice of self-catering not only saves money, but also provides a small glimpse into the daily life of the Swiss people. When the desire for a warm, prepared meal arises, it is wise to look for the small, unassuming local restaurants tucked away on side streets. Switzerland's greatest treasures are its natural spectacles, many of which can be appreciated without any entrance fee at all. The act of simply being within the landscape is the primary experience. A walk through the winding cobblestone lanes of Zurich's Old Town, a hike along the shores of Lake Geneva, a forest trail in the lower Alps. These self-propelled explorations form the foundation of a rewarding, economical itinerary. They let the traveler connect intimately with the environment. Of course, some of the most iconic experiences do require a financial investment. Ascending to the high peaks is often accomplished via mountain railway or cable car engineering. Jungfraujoch, the top of Europe, Gurnergrat Railway, classic views of the Matterhorn. These peak railway trips can cost anywhere from 50 to 150 euros. Likewise, a boat trip across the placid waters of Lake Lucerne, a boat trip across Lake Brienz. Lake boat rides might require 10 to 30 euros. The key is to be selective. A balanced approach often works best. Choose one or two crown jewel experiences, perhaps one major mountain excursion, and build the rest of your itinerary around less costly activities. Instead of ascending every peak, hike the valleys below and gaze up at the summits. Instead of paying for numerous museum entries, which can range from 5 to 20 euros each, select a single museum of particular interest and spend the rest of the time exploring the city's public parks and free art installations. This strategy keeps the budget intact, while the experience remains rich and varied. It is a matter of strategic selection, prioritizing what is most important to you. Mastering the art of travel in an expensive land requires more than just choosing cheap meals. It requires a strategic mindset. One of the most impactful decisions is timing. The high seasons of summer and winter see prices for flights and accommodation reach their own peaks. By choosing to travel during the shoulder seasons, the gentle months of spring or the crisp, colorful days of autumn, one can find a more peaceful and far more affordable Switzerland. The trails are less crowded, the cities are calmer, and the landscape possesses a unique transitional beauty all its own. Another fundamental strategy involves a deep dive into the transport system. While the Swiss Travel Pass offers convenience, it is a broad instrument. For those focusing their exploration on a single canton or region, a regional travel pass can offer similar benefits for a fraction of the cost. Furthermore, booking individual train tickets well in advance through the SBB app or website can unlock Super Saver fares, which offer substantial discounts on specific train connections. This requires more planning but can yield significant savings for those with a fixed itinerary. Within the cities, the most economical and often most enjoyable way to explore is on foot. For slightly longer distances, renting a bicycle can be an excellent option, allowing you to cover more ground while still being immersed in your surroundings. Many cities also offer city cards which bundle public transport access with discounted or free entry to museums and attractions. A careful calculation is needed to see if the card's cost outweighs the savings it provides for your specific plans, but it can be a very effective tool. Finally, the simple act of cooking for oneself, even just for a few meals, can dramatically alter the daily budget. A morning visit to a local market, filled with the sights and sounds of daily commerce, can yield fresh bread, local cheese, and ripe fruit for a picnic lunch. Preparing a simple pasta dinner in a hostel kitchen. As the day of departure draws near, a final methodical check ensures a smooth transition from home to the heart of the Alps. This is not a time for haste, but for calm, deliberate action. The first items to secure are your essential documents, your passport tickets, and any visas. It is wise to have both physical copies and digital copies. Next, ensure your Swiss Travel Pass or any pre-booked train tickets are either printed or downloaded to your phone for easy access. In a country that runs on precision, having your travel credentials ready is paramount for a stress-free experience at the station. With the paperwork in order, attention turns to practical provisions. Pack a small supply of snacks and a reusable water bottle. This simple preparation saves you from overpriced purchases at airports or train stations and keeps you nourished during your initial transit. Your choice of attire is also critical. Wear comfortable shoes, as you will likely be doing a great deal of walking from the moment you arrive, and to let the grand and orderly beauty of the Swiss realm unfold before you.